Hi, this is Michelle from cookbetterthan.com, and today I'm going to make a holiday Kugel recipe, and it's for the blog, so the recipe should be online probably next week. Right now, I'm just going to put all the ingredients together, and I thought I might share a little bit of what I do. Sorry about only seeing my cutting board. I don't have anyone to help me video this morning, so you get to stare at my cutting board for a minute. So far for my Kugel recipe, I've boiled some egg noodles, which I've half cooked them, so only about 5 minutes. Boiling water, rinsed them off really well so that they won't stick, and have them drying in a colander in my sink. Really important to let them dry, otherwise you get wet, mushy Kugel, and that's not good. So Kugel is traditionally a Jewish holiday dish. My husband's family is Eastern European descent, and they have always made Kugel for the holidays. So I decided that I would make his grandmother's Kugel a couple of years ago. Sorry about the rattling, I had to get a mixer. And so I got his grandmother's recipe, and it was kind of depressing. It was plain. So of course, being me, I had to change that. So I added apple and cranberry and made it a little bit more exciting. Kugel is basically a egg pudding with pasta, with egg noodles with a cream cheese, sour cream pudding type custard base. Today I'm making actually a half portion because there's only a couple of us to eat it, and you know, if the holidays are coming, there's so much Kugel you can eat one year. So, and also the dish that I want to bake it in for photos for the blog is small, and so are my plates, and so it'll just work better if it's a half order. But for a big holiday party, I would totally do a double batch of what you're going to watch me put together today. So far, like I said, I've cooked off about a half pound of egg noodles, and on my stove, I've chopped up about 2 small apples, sauteed them in a bunch of butter with some brown sugar, and I've added to that also some fresh cranberry, just about a big handful, just enough to let it cook down and pop. And that is a ton of butter in there, but that's okay. It's going in the Kugel, and the Kugel needs flavor. So we're gonna use butter. Then let's see. This is my typed up recipe over here on the right that I keep referring to. Sadly, I wrote this recipe like a year or more ago, and I'm just finally getting it on the log. All right, so I've got 1 container of softened cream cheese, and I'm gonna add about 8 ounces of sour cream. This is a very forgiving dish. It can be eyeballed. It can be served hot. It can be served cold. My husband likes it cold out of the refrigerator the next day, frankly. So it's not difficult. It's not challenging. You just put it together and put it in the oven, which for the holidays is awesome. And in fact, you can even do this the day before and bake it off the day of, or like I said, bake it on Wednesday for Thanksgiving and serve it on Thursday at room temperature. Nobody's gonna complain. All right, so I am going to whip up I can put my mixer together. Softened cream cheese, sour cream, and 3 eggs. It's gonna be a little lumpy. I'm fine with that. It is what it is. It's a custard. It's gonna cook down. It's fine. Gonna zest in the zest of 1 lemon. Don't laugh at my microplaner. It lost its handle, and I have yet to replace it. So if anyone wants to get me an early Christmas gift, I will take a microplaner with a handle. In the meantime, y'all can laugh at me while I try and drop my lemon into my cream cheese here. And there we go. Let's see if I missed a few spots. If you have your own lemon trees, there's a great opportunity to use it because the zest from really fresh lemons is so much better. But you work with what you got. Okay. And then we're gonna add in a teaspoon of vanilla. Just go a little less, maybe a half since we're doing a half of order. And let's see. I like a little coriander. It gives kind of a brightness. Don't go too crazy with it though. It can be strong. A little bit of cinnamon. Again, like I said, this is for me to take photos of. So my measurements may not be perfect, but that's okay. Again, really forgiving type of a dish. And that's okay. And you can add more or less as you like. So this is some fresh grated nutmeg. Again, my little sad microplaner. That smells really good. Okay, give that one more stir. Okay, and this is one of those times, honestly, like cake batter, you can taste this. It can be sour creamy, but you can definitely taste the spices in there still, or already. So give it a taste. It's not gonna hurt you, and you may find out that you messed something up, or you wanna change the way you mix something in. Sorry about that noise, need a bowl. So we're gonna set that aside. I'm gonna dump in my nicely dry, drained egg noodles. Make sure they're all nice and loose. This is my cranberry apple mixture that I cooked before I turned the camera on because I didn't think you guys wanted to stare at my behind while I stirred things on the stove. Put that all in there. And all that extra butter is gonna be really, really good when it cooks down. But in the meantime, make sure you, escaped cranberry. Make sure you give it a good stir and get all the noodles nice and coated in the butter. And with this, you wanna make sure you don't let your cranberry overcook, otherwise you're gonna end up with pink Kugel, which could be cute, but would be a little weird. So just when a few start popping, you wanna pull those out and get it off the heat. I'm gonna stir in my cream cheese mixture. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna stir it in. So you could do this one of two ways. You could do what I'm doing and scrape it all in and stir it all up in here. Or you could dump everything into your pan and jostle it around. It does not matter to me which way you do it. But as I said, this is for the blog for some photos. And jostling all around may not get you the prettiest top. So I'm gonna do this in a bowl, cook it, stir it up a little. It's gonna be gooey and kind of not so pretty, but I'm also not gonna slop it everywhere when I go to pour it in this little tiny quiche pan that I'm making the Kugel in so I can take pretty pictures of it. So you guys think food blogging is all just eating lots of good food, but a lot of times it's planning photos and dishes in weird ways that you would never have done otherwise. The apples, I did leave the skins on because I like them to have a little more body. If you like it mushier, or more uniform texture and color, you could absolutely leave the skin off or take the skin off of your apples. And honestly, I've made this with every kind of apple there is. It's generally whichever apples are hanging out in my refrigerator looking kind of wilty. This is, again, very forgiving dish. Now let's give this a little bit of a wiggle around. And then up on top, I am going to put a good little bit of sugar. Just kind of sprinkle it on. Make the top brown up real pretty when it cooks. I'm also going to do a little cinnamon. I don't know if you guys can see past the sugar bag. Okay, so that's pretty much it. You could dot the top with pecans. I've done that in the past. I've gotten mixed results. Sometimes they come out okay. Other times it's a little, they get a little burned. So I'm gonna bake this off in a 350-degree oven for 30 to 50 minutes, depending on how thick your kugel is. If you make it tall, and it's gonna need to cook down a lot longer. If it's flatter like this one's, probably more like 30 minutes. Just keep an eye on it, make sure your sugar on top doesn't burn, and look for the new recipe on cookbetterthan.com. Give me a few days, so middle of next week, maybe a little sooner. Thanks so much.